Not even my closest friends know. I know that I shouldn't really care about what Facebook comments and YouTube comments say. I feel very shameful. I'm Mexican, I'm double majoring, I'm gonna graduate magna cum laude. I didn't take out any loans either. I worked since I was 16. I can't hide it for the rest of my life.
Documented immigrants are not all criminals as many people perceive them to be. Many of them are hard-working people who want a better future for themselves and their families. By them being labeled illegal immigrants, many people mistakenly believe that they are all bad people who want to do us harm. Undocumented students are those students who are illegally living in the United States and who are better known as the Dreamers. Undocumented students want an opportunity for higher education, but their illegal status prevents many of them from excelling in higher education. The Immigration Policy Center has estimated that in 2012 there were approximately 1.8 million undocumented youth under the age of 18 living in the U.S. From those, 65,000 have graduated from a U.S. high school, 7.5% of them have gone to college, and 40% of them are living below the federal poverty level.
Well, I came from Mexico when I was 13, I believe. I was raised by my grandmother, myself and my younger sister. She's 2 years younger than me. She passed when I was about 13, and we stayed with my godmother for a few months, and then my mom brought us over to the States to live with her. She's been here for almost 30 years now. And so we started a brand new life as little girls. Went to school. I wouldn't say high school was bad, but I did get harassed quite a bit. People didn't know that I was undocumented, but I come from a small town. Went to high school in a small town, so they were very racist against Hispanics and Mexicans, and even the Hispanic and Mexican people would harass me a bit, not a lot, but a bit, and nothing really could be done because there wasn't such a thing as bullying 15 years ago or anything like that, so it just kind of got swept under the rug. I had a boyfriend when I was about 15, 16. We were going out for about a little over a year, and when I decided to let him know that I was undocumented, he broke up with me and just kind of went his own separate way and started making things that kind of made me look bad, but never revealing why. And years later, it got better. He apologized and whatnot, and we were even engaged to be married, and he was all about it, like, I'm going to help you, and I'm going to do this for you, and people like you that want to go to school, and that want to do this, and that, and we were kids, so it didn't work out. It did kind of hurt me, it scarred me, if you must. So in the past almost 20 years now, 18 years now, if 5 people know that I'm undocumented, it's too many. It just kept me from getting that close to people to let them know. They know that I'm involved in the immigration reform and in DREAM Act, but as an activist, not because it would benefit me. Because at the same time, I left home when I was my mom's house when I was 17 years old. And I was waitressing full time, and I was trying to go back to school. Finally did, and it's been on my own. I've been waitressing and babysitting and you name it to try to put myself through school. I went through community college and then to UTSA. And I've been paying out of my pocket, so nobody really knows that I'm undocumented because I've been able to make it work for myself. I take a break from school every now and then kind of come back. In 2003, I believe, I got very involved with the DREAM Act. The first glimpses of the DREAM Act, and I did some work with the Cesar Chavez Committee, the postcard deal, and then through community college I got involved with an organization, the Student Leadership Institute, and they actually gave us an opportunity to, it was supposed to be a position paper, and it had to do with education, it had to be at the federal level, so immediately I thought about the DREAM Act, and they actually let me write about it, and they let me just kind of put together my group, and we made it all the way to DC to lobby for the DREAM Act, and it just kind of snowballed. I got more and more involved, even though nothing was really happening. Reform wasn't happening. I've never lost hope that it might work. I consider myself an American, even though I don't have the papers. I have lived more than half my life here in Texas, here in San Antonio. I do community service. I get involved in anything that, even if it doesn't have to do with the DREAM Act, I want to fight for children's rights and against domestic violence. I want to be a member. I am a member of society. I want to be a member without fear of society because this is my society. This is what I'm giving my daughter and the future generations. But it kind of get held back because there's a lot of things that I cannot do. Financially, it's been a struggle, a horrible struggle. It's just up and down. It's falling and getting up. And somehow I've been able to keep going. I'm only about 5 classes away from a bachelor's degree in architecture. But when I'm with my daughter, and like I said, the financial struggle is it's gotten a lot harder to try to go back to school. But it's happening, and like I said, I don't lose hope, and I have a lot of faith that the American dream, as it's been called, will happen for us, for a lot of us, because we are productive members of society. We are trying to help this community grow. It is our community. Whether we have papers or not, it is our community. This is where we live. This is where we shop. This is where we drive. You know, we want to make it a better place just as much as you do, just as much as the next person does. We just want that chance to make it happen for everybody, not just for us.